Hello everyone. So welcome to the channel of RD Automation Learning. So in this video, we are going to cover about ISTQB Foundation Level Certification. Now, what is ISTQB and should we do this certification or not? That is the first and foremost question. So, and once you do the preparation, what is the examination criteria? What are the fees? So all these kind of questions will be covered in this particular video. And before that, please like, share and subscribe our channel. We are posting a lot of videos, updates on software testing, jobs updates for freshers as well as experienced. We are also posting videos related to API testing using Postman. And at the last, we are also creating a playlist on Java. So those videos are also uploaded on our channel. So request you to share this channel with everyone in your network. And this is totally free of cost. Mock interviews, those are being taken. Those are actually free of cost. We don't charge even a single paise for that. And we were actually thinking to, start at least getting some minimal amount from them, from the candidates who are appearing for mock interviews. But then this kind of layoffs, recession, cost cutting period is going on. So we have avoided that particular thing for now. Right. So if you want to give mock interview, you can share your CV at rdautomationlearning@gmail.com. Now let us quickly see about ISTQB, right? And before that, I'll also take you to the website itself, right? So whenever you search ISTQB on Google, you will get two websites. One is istqb.in, another is the ASTQB, right? ASTQB is American Standard Testing Board, right? ISTQB is related to the Indian Testing Board. If you are looking for creating or making a career in India, then this particular certification is best for you. If you want to make your software testing career outside India, right, then you can go for ASTQB certification. In ISTQB there are multiple levels, right? One is the foundation level, one is the advanced level, one is the agile level, in which they will ask you related to the agile related questions, right? And recently they have also introduced new certifications, right? So related to the API testing, performance testing. So all those things you will get. You will also get a syllabus from this particular website only, right? Let me show you that syllabus also. Okay. So this kind of syllabus you will get, right? It's a 93-page syllabus and all the questions will come around this only, right? So it's completely manual testing. So if it's a foundation level and if you're going for manual testing, there is you will get all these questions on manual testing. There is another certification also, which is related to the Selenium automation testing. So that is different, right? So in manual testing, you can see you need to have a knowledge on SDLC, principles of testing, what is testing, right? Then STLC, then what is the difference between SDLC and STLC? Different testing levels, different testing types, functional testing, non-functional testing, white box testing, right? Testing types and testing levels. Then techniques of testing, static testing, right? Then what is dynamic testing, test management tools. And when you say techniques, so again, it covers boundary value analysis, equivalence partitioning, decision table testing, state transition testing, use case testing. All these things are covered. These concepts will never be asked to you in theoretical manner. They will always come in sort of some use case, some scenario, and you will have to calculate that BVA, some EP for with respect to that, you will have to find the test data. Why I'm having so much of information is because I gave this ISTQB certification way back in 2013, right? And I was able to score 82.5%, right? So by God's grace, I was able to clear this certification in the very first attempt. So I'm telling you, for this testing techniques, generally they will ask you questions related to the some scenario based questions, and it's a multiple choice based exam. So you will have 3 to 4 options, and always you will see that if your preparation is not that enough, right, then you will get confused between 2 of the options out of the 4 options, right? And no negative marking is there. So that is a very important thing that you will have to keep in the mind. So make sure that you always complete your question paper, right? How much duration is that we will come to it. And there are 40 questions asked. Out of 40, you have to answer 26 or more than 26 correctly. That is, you have to score above 65%. Okay. Then test management tools, test planning, estimation, right? Risk and testing, configuration management, defect management, right? So these are all the topics that you can expect in the ISTQB certification. Okay. Now we will also see few of the FAQ that generally, maximum of the candidates do ask. Okay. So share my screen. Okay. Now, what is the format of the exam? So that we already discussed. It's 40 multiple choice questions of 1 point each, right? And 40 questions will be there. So 65% you have to secure, right? And you have 75 minutes to fish. 75 minutes, it means 1 hour, 15 minutes. But what I would suggest is once your preparation is done, and let's say you have registered your exam for some particular center on some particular date at that particular time slot. Let's say your time slot is 1 p.m. to 2:15 p.m. Your time slot is of the morning, maybe 10:30 a.m. to 11:45 p.m. 11:45 a.m. Sorry. Then you should practice giving the examinations at your home first in that particular time duration. See, generally what happens with the professionals, we after graduating from colleges, we don't have any practice of writing exams or even reading it, right? Giving exams makes us feel so nervous that we fail even in the simple of the exams, even in the simplest of the exams, right? So what I would suggest is your one part of the strategy should be that you should try giving some mock papers of ISTQB that you will get from Google only. You should try giving them in that particular time slot when you have scheduled your exam, right? So you will get trained, your mind will get habit of writing the exam during that particular time period, right? So that is one of the strategy that I adopted. Same you should also do, so if you want to clear this exam in the first format. Now before going to the next question, um, I think we already discussed, is there any negative marking? There is no negative marking, right? So we would also, discuss whether this certification holds any importance or not. Okay. Now see, if you have a basic knowledge of testing, if you have got the job, right? If you are already working somewhere, then this examination you can avoid, you can ignore, right? But if you are from non-technical field, if you are someone who wants to switch from non-technical to technical, if you are someone who is having career gaps, career breaks, right, and they want to restart their career, then give this examination. It will not only increase your confidence level, but it will add an extra value in your resume, right? Even if you're working somewhere, then also you can give this examination. I'm not telling that this examination is mandatory in order to create a good career in software testing. It's not like that, but it depends on what situations you are going from. And this kind of certification will help you in that aspect, right? I'll give you an example. If I give a chocolate to a 5-year kid old, he will be more happy to have that chocolate from me compared to, uh, you know, 20 to 25 years kid. He will tell, oh, what you are giving this chocolate? You give me Royal Enfield or Harley Davidson, right? So that's how it is. So it depends on what zone of the career you are going from. And if you want to restart your career, if you want to switch your career from non-technical to technical, if you are sitting at home and you are looking for a job, you should go for this kind of certification. If you're already working somewhere and they are putting a lot of pressure on you to take some certification, then go for this certification, right? So it's not like everybody should do this certification, but it depends on what aspects you are willing to introduce in your career, right? What are the different points that you wish to make in your career? Okay, now next question is, can I take the exam online? So yes, all foundation level exams conducted in public sessions are online exams are conducted at some centers. So every city has got some centers, and they will also display a list of date which you will have to select and you will have to pay. So generally payment is around 4,000, 4,500 plus taxes. So somewhere it comes around 4,800 something. You can consider 5,000 as a rough amount, right? Okay, I think we forgot to cover one question. Does everybody take the exact same exam? So the questions depends on, as I mentioned earlier, from course to course. It's a foundation level. The syllabus will be different. The questions will be different. If it's an advanced level, the syllabus will be different. The questions will be different. If two people are simultaneously giving foundation level exam, then also their their questions in the question paper will be arranged in a different manner. For example, first question to candidate A might be a 25th question to candidate B, right? When will the results declared? So results will be declared immediately at that particular moment itself, right? Okay, and if you have given some paper-based exam, then it will be available within 2 weeks. Okay, and certification you will receive within 8 weeks. And there is no refund policy. Okay, so that is important. Okay. Now, if you want to reappear for some particular exam, so if you want to reappear for same sub-level of advanced level, then it is 2875 service tax included. If you want to reappear for foundation level, then I think 500 to 1,000 from 4,500 will get deducted. Sorry, will get reduced. Is there any validity period for this certification? Yes, it is valid for lifetime. Is there any study material for this exam? Yes, so that study material is also there, right? So that syllabus itself is a good material. You should go through that syllabus first, and then we will also help you with some other resources also. So just put in the comment section of this video and we'll take care of that. Do I have to take a course in order to take the exam? Course is not required. You can self-study at home from that syllabus, prepare thoroughly, understand those things mentioned in the syllabus in detail. You will be able to answer the questions. Okay. Then what does an ISTQB certification tell me about the skills of a software? So who is giving examination? So what skills does it tell? So it will tell the interviewer or the companies that you are having basic knowledge. You're having basic idea of what is software testing, your concepts of software testing good, right? And then once you give foundation level, then you can go for advanced level. You cannot directly go for advanced level. What abbreviation could I put on my resume? So you can use CTFL for Certified Tester Foundation level. So these are few of the questions that we covered, right? And that website you have, which you have seen in the beginning part of this video, you have to go through that website, create an account, and you will get all the details from that website itself. And apart from that, this information, I think we have given 70 to 80% of information. Out of 40 questions, you can expect 7 to 8 questions totally on equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis. So if I am a candidate, I'll first avoid those questions because those questions will take time because calculations is involved. Take theory-based straightforward questions first. So your confidence will increase. Time is getting saved. And at the last time, you will get some ample time to do some calculations, do some research, and then answer or select that particular option, right? So this was about ISTQB certification. Many of the people in the comment section of various videos, they have asked, why don't you give idea about ISTQB certification, right? So here is the information. And again, please, if you want, you can again watch this video. Like is this certification really helpful? Is this mandatory? So we have also highlighted few of the scenarios where this certification will play a very vital role, right? It's not like if you get this certification, you will get end-to-end idea of testing. It's not also like that. It's like you need to have experience on paper as well as practically in order to move in your career, right? So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more updates.